Welcome back, consultants. Before beginning this phase, please remember that all required assignment instructions, grading expectations, and case information are contained within the official consulting engagement assignment document. This consultant briefing video is intended to provide additional business context and perspective related to the case scenario. In previous phases, you evaluated entrepreneurial readiness, market feasibility, legal structure, operational scalability, marketing strategy, and organizational readiness. In this phase, your focus shifts toward financial planning, forecasting, and long-term financial sustainability.
Over the past several months, I've started putting together some preliminary financial forecasts related to the proposed expansion. Based on current projections, estimated first-year revenue after expansion could potentially reach around $1.4 million annually. Service calls are expected to increase by roughly 28%, and I believe energy efficiency retrofit work could continue growing as well. At the same time, though, expenses are also projected to increase significantly. Labor expenses alone could increase by roughly 24%. Marketing costs, fuel expenses, and overall operating costs are also expected to rise. Recently, overtime expenses have already started increasing during busier periods, and gross profit margins have narrowed slightly over the past several months. I still believe long-term revenue growth could offset those increased costs over time, but honestly, I'm not completely sure how realistic all of the projections actually are. One thing I've realized is that forecasting future growth is a lot more complicated than I expected. Right now, Prairie Comfort generates around $875,000 in annual revenue, with an annual net profit around $82,000. But expansion would involve larger operating budgets, more employees, higher overhead costs, and more financial risk overall. And honestly, I don't have much experience managing a business at that scale yet. That's one of the reasons I need outside consultant feedback before making major financial commitments.
As consultants, your role is to evaluate whether Prairie Comfort's projected revenue, expenses, and financial assumptions realistically support expansion. This phase focuses on concepts such as revenue forecasting, operating expenses, profitability, forecasting risk, budget planning, and financial preparedness. Strong entrepreneurial analysis explains how financial assumptions affect long-term sustainability, what risks may exist within projected forecasts, and whether the business currently appears financially prepared for growth. Remember, higher revenue does not automatically guarantee higher profitability. Businesses may still experience financial strain if expenses increase too quickly, customer growth slows, or projections prove unrealistic.
I still believe the opportunity for growth exists, but I'm also starting to realize that financial growth creates pressure just like operational growth does. Part of me feels optimistic looking at the projected revenue increases, but another part of me worries about rising labor costs, increasing overhead, narrowing margins, and whether the business could realistically absorb financial setbacks if projections don't go exactly as planned. I know growth often requires taking risks. I just want to make sure those risks are financially manageable before moving forward.
As you complete this phase, focus on evaluating whether projected revenue appears realistic, what expenses may create the greatest financial pressure, whether profitability projections appear sustainable, and what financial planning improvements may be necessary before expansion continues. Remember, your recommendations may continue evolving as additional information becomes available throughout the consulting engagement. Good luck, consultants, and we'll continue evaluating Prairie Comfort's expansion readiness in the next phase.